Hey guys, tonight on Margaret Radio, Health in Later Life, we're stepping gently into the soft, golden glow of the late afternoon sun. You're sitting on the porch, maybe with a glass of cool water beside you, watching the light stretch long over the fence posts, the leaves casting calm shadows on your lap. The air is warm, not scorching, just enough to feel like a blanket you haven't quite folded away yet. There's a sense of quiet, peace, familiarity, and yet, your skin, gently freckled by time and summer memories, carries more stories than you might have realized. You've heard all the usual advice: wear a hat, use sunscreen, stay out of the midday heat. But tonight, we're going to take a deeper, softer look at something often overlooked: the hidden risks of sun exposure after 60. Not in a way that rattles your nerves or makes you feel like you should never go outside again. No, that's not what we're about here. This is about understanding, comfort, and making those little adjustments that help you feel better, safer, without losing the joy of sunshine on your face. And let's be honest for a moment. You've probably done your share of sun worshiping in earlier decades. Whether it was on the beach with baby oil and not a single cloud in the sky, or just long afternoons gardening without thinking twice, you've earned those sunspots fair and square. And if you're like many people, you've started to wonder lately, is this spot new, or should this little patch of rough skin feel like that? That's not paranoia. That's awareness, and it's a good thing. So before you get comfortable, take a moment to like the video and subscribe, but only if you genuinely enjoy what I do here. And I'd love it if you shared your current location and what time it is where you are in the comments. It's always comforting to know where we're all listening from. Little dots of light all around the world, gently tuning in together. Now, dim the lights, maybe turn on a fan for that soft background hum, and let's ease into tonight's journey together. You reach for your cup. The condensation leaves a ring on the table you never quite bother wiping up. There's something about the stillness of twilight that feels different at this stage in life. Less hurried, less concerned with perfection. And yet, your body, as wise and well-worn as it is, still whispers things if you listen closely. The gentle tightness across your cheekbones after a walk, the way your forearms seem to catch a bit more sun than they used to, even if you're just taking out the recycling. You're not imagining it. The sun interacts with aging skin differently, and tonight, we'll gently unpack what that means. Because sunlight is beautiful. It warms you. It lifts your mood. It helps your body produce vitamin D, which, as you likely know, plays a crucial role in keeping your bones strong and your immune system humming along. But that same light, especially the ultraviolet bits you can't see or feel, can become a little sneakier as you get older. Not dangerous in a sudden, dramatic way, but in slow, subtle shifts that are easy to miss unless you know where to look. And that's what this time is for. To talk, softly and without panic, about how your skin changes with age, why it becomes more vulnerable, what happens under the surface when the sunlight lands, and what gentle steps you can take to stay safe while still enjoying the light. You're not being fragile, you're being wise. Just like someone who finally reads the instructions after a few decades of winging it. There's no judgment here. So let's ease into that story with calm breath and kind awareness. Just you, the slow rhythm of your thoughts, and a growing sense that you're exactly where you need to be. You settle back into your seat, that familiar spot near the window where the last of the daylight pools across your feet. Your body has become a quiet expert in the passage of time. Your skin, in particular, tells the most eloquent stories. Years of summer warmth, afternoon errands, early morning walks. But now that same skin is asking you to listen a little more closely. You might notice that your skin has grown thinner with time, a little more fragile. That's not just your imagination. It's biology. As you age, the layers of the skin begin to break down a bit. Collagen and elastin, the fibers that once kept everything springy and firm, start to dwindle. Your skin produces less oil, which means it gets drier too. And those helpful pigment cells that once offered some natural protection, they also become fewer and farther between. All of this means your skin isn't just aging, it's becoming more susceptible to damage, especially from the sun. Ultraviolet radiation, UVA and UVB rays, is the unseen culprit in our story. It doesn't arrive with a trumpet blast or dramatic warning. It's quiet, It slips through clouds, it reflects off water, sand, and even concrete. And for years, you may not have noticed its quiet handiwork. But now, post 60, your skin is less able to bounce back. The damage becomes cumulative. That little brown spot near your temple? A tiny gift from the summer of '82. The rough patch on your shoulder? It could be from all those afternoons mowing the lawn shirtless. One well-established health fact: UV radiation damages the DNA in skin cells, and over time, this damage can accumulate and lead to changes, sometimes subtle, sometimes dangerous. This is how non-melanoma skin cancers often begin: slow, sneaky alterations in cells that were just going about their business. But here's the gently reassuring insight: your skin has an incredible memory, and it's also incredibly resilient. Even now, decades after those sun-drenched years, giving it the right care and attention can make a meaningful difference. It's never too late to start wearing a hat, finding a good SPF, or just opting for the shady bench instead of the sunny one. These are not grand gestures. They're tiny gifts you give your future self. Still, many people have common questions. Isn't it too late to do anything now? They'll ask, or I've already got spots, what's the point? And the answer is this: it's never too late to do better. Your skin, even now, responds to kindness, and the sooner you notice changes, the more power you have to act. Let's talk about a few quiet culprits. One is cumulative sun exposure, not just the beach trips, but the everyday moments: walking to the mailbox, trimming the hedges, driving with your arm resting by the window. Over time, this adds up. Dermatologists call it chronic sun damage, and it's one of the leading factors behind age-related skin issues. Then there's photosensitivity, which can increase with age. Some medications, like certain blood pressure drugs, antibiotics, or even diuretics, can make your skin more reactive to sunlight. So the same sun you tolerated in your 40s might now trigger redness, irritation, or even small blisters. It's not you being delicate. It's a perfectly normal shift in how your body responds to your environment. Here's a quirky, lesser-known fact. Your lips are especially vulnerable to sun damage and often overlooked. The lower lip, in particular, catches more sun and is more prone to actinic cheilitis, a dry, crusty patch that can be precancerous. But how often do we apply sunscreen to our lips? Almost never. A gentle swipe of SPF lip balm could quietly prevent a much bigger issue later on. And it's not just about sunburns anymore. At this age, it's more about what health professionals call photoaging: wrinkles, texture changes, sagging, and discoloration that result from years of sun exposure. That weathered look we sometimes associate with aging? A lot of it is sun-related, not just age. It's also a matter of your skin's repair system slowing down. When you were younger, a damaged skin cell might be swiftly removed or repaired by your immune system. But as we age, this process becomes less efficient. That gives small mutations a little more time to grow, which is why regular checks by you or your healthcare provider can catch things while they're still small, still manageable. Historians of medicine still argue whether the awareness campaigns of the late 20th century did enough to change sun habits for older adults. Sunscreen only became a routine recommendation in the 1980s. And broad-spectrum SPF? That's even newer. So if you weren't slathering on SPF 50 back in the day, you weren't negligent. You were just living before the memo arrived. And about that SPF, it's not just a beach day thing. It's for Tuesday mornings and Thursday errands and lazy Sundays reading on the porch, because UV rays don't need full sun. They weave through clouds, bounce off walls, and gently kiss your skin even on overcast days. You might not burn, but the long-term effects can still creep in. Let's pause for a moment on clothing too. Over the years, our style might become more relaxed. Sleeves get shorter. Hats stay on the hook. But loose, light-colored clothing can offer surprisingly good protection. And wide-brimmed hats? They're not just fashionable. They're miniature umbrellas for your face. And then there's the time factor. You probably notice now that it takes less sun to feel its effects. That's because your skin's sensitivity has increased. It's not weakness. It's wisdom written on your surface. Many people also wonder about tanning beds, especially in earlier decades when they were trendy. These devices deliver concentrated UV radiation and are now strongly associated with increased skin cancer risk. If you ever used one, even a few times, it might be worth sharing that with your doctor. And just to keep things in perspective, most skin cancers, when caught early, are highly treatable. That's not a scare tactic. It's a quiet comfort. It means you don't have to be afraid of the sun. You just have to be a little more aware. Look for changes. Be curious about your skin. Notice what's new. Remember that spot you've had for years? If it hasn't changed, it's probably fine. But if it's new, growing, bleeding, or just feels off, get it checked. Even if it turns out to be nothing, that peace of mind is worth everything. And yes, your doctor has seen it all. No spot is too small. No question is silly. You're not overreacting. You're being attentive, which is a kind of love. So as you shift in your seat, maybe noticing the way your skin pulls just a bit when it stretches, you carry with you the knowledge that awareness is not anxiety. It's power, quiet, calm, and deeply comforting. You're sitting quietly now, maybe with a warm cup of something beside you, chamomile perhaps, or simply water with a hint of lemon. The room is dim, the air still. This is your moment. And just like your skin, this moment is soft and open, ready to receive a little gentle care. So let's talk about what you can do. Because while the sun may have left its marks, and time may have softened your skin's defenses, the future is still yours to shape, with kindness, with intention, and with a few small choices that can make a big difference. The most straightforward and loving act you can offer your skin now is daily sun protection. Not just the kind you bring out for the beach or the park, but the gentle ritual of applying sunscreen each morning, even when you're staying home, even if it's cloudy, even if you're just walking the dog. Think of it as moisturizing with benefits. Choose a broad-spectrum sunscreen, preferably SPF 30 or higher. Look for something labeled for sensitive skin if you're prone to dryness or irritation. Apply it the way you'd apply a comforting lotion, not rushed, not skipped, but as part of your care. A well-established health fact: broad-spectrum sunscreens protect against both UVA and UVB rays, which are both known contributors to skin cancer. UVB rays are the ones that burn. UVA rays are the ones that age, and both do quiet damage that may not be visible today, but can emerge years down the road. And don't forget your ears, the back of your neck, the tops of your feet if they peek out of your sandals, and yes, your lips. A good SPF lip balm is a game changer. Keep one near the door, one in your bag, and one by your favorite chair. A tiny detail, but a powerful safeguard. Now imagine your wardrobe as your first line of defense. Long-sleeve shirts made from lightweight, breathable fabrics, like cotton or linen, can feel cool and protective at once. And if you're feeling a little stylish, consider clothing with built-in ultraviolet protection factor, UPF. It's not just for outdoor enthusiasts anymore. It's quietly becoming part of everyday senior-friendly fashion. You're not dressing to hide, you're dressing to shield, gently. And then there's the hat. Maybe you have a favorite one already. Straw, canvas, wide-brimmed, a touch dramatic. Hats are charming, but they're also essential. A good hat shades your face, your scalp, even your ears, and gives your sunscreen a little help. Keep one near your door so it's easy to grab. You don't need a reason to wear it, just the awareness that your face deserves protection. One comforting insight: your body still knows how to repair itself. Even now, at 60, 70, or beyond, your skin is quietly healing from past injuries. With your help, gentle products, mindful care, a little hydration, it can continue to regenerate. Maybe not as quickly as in your 20s, but steadily, surely. It just needs a little patience and consistency. So let's talk about skincare routines. You don't need a dozen products. Keep it simple. A fragrance-free cleanser to gently wash away the day, a nourishing moisturizer to seal in comfort, and your daily SPF. That's the trio. Add a hydrating serum if your skin feels especially parched, or a retinol cream at night if your doctor suggests it. But never overcomplicate. Your skin doesn't need to be transformed. It just needs to be tended to. If you enjoy spending time outside, and who doesn't, try shifting your outings to earlier or later in the day. The sun's rays are strongest between 10 a.m. and 4 p.m., so your morning walk or twilight garden tending becomes not only more peaceful, but also safer for your skin. And yes, shade matters. A tree, an awning, a big umbrella, these are your quiet allies. When you choose a shady bench over a sunny one, you're not avoiding life, you're protecting it. That small gesture adds up over time. Let's pause here for something many people don't realize. Your medications might be increasing your sun sensitivity. It's worth checking with your pharmacist or doctor. Common prescriptions like certain diuretics, antibiotics, and even anti-inflammatories can make your skin more reactive to sunlight. This doesn't mean you need to stop taking them. It just means you might need an extra layer of defense, like sunscreen or clothing. And maybe a little more time in the shade. If you ever do notice something new on your skin, whether it's a spot, a sore that doesn't heal, or a patch that feels a bit rough, don't panic, but do call your healthcare provider. Many changes are benign, but early detection can make all the difference if it's something more. And remember, skin checks aren't vanity. They're awareness. They're care. You can even do a self-check once a month. Stand in front of a mirror with good lighting. Take your time. Look at your scalp, the soles of your feet, between your toes, behind your ears. Use a handheld mirror or ask someone you trust to help you check hard-to-see areas. You're not looking for perfection, just for what's new or what's changed. Here's a gentle, lesser-known tip. Green tea, both as a drink and in creams, may help reduce inflammation from UV exposure. It's not a cure, but it's a small comfort. So if you like a cup of warm green tea in the afternoon, you're not just hydrating. You might be helping your skin too. And if your skin ever feels tight, itchy, or unusually warm after a sunny day, take that as your cue to soothe it. Cool compresses, aloe vera gel, a soft, lukewarm bath with oatmeal. Hydrate inside and out. Rest. Let your skin recover just like the rest of you does. You may have heard of regular dermatologist checkups, but you might not realize how simple and valuable they can be. A full body exam once a year can catch issues early. It's quick, often covered by insurance, and gives you peace of mind. And if you're not sure whether a mole or a spot is worth mentioning, go ahead and ask. There's no such thing as too small when it comes to your health. For those living with past sun exposure or previous skin cancers, there's a phrase you'll hear: surveillance. It's not scary. It just means your doctor keeps an eye on things. You get regular checkups, maybe a few photos of your skin for reference, and a plan to follow. And you keep living your life, just a little more wisely. And if you're wondering what to do in your garden, your favorite walking route, your sunny patio, don't give them up. Embrace them, but adjust. A parasol for the patio, a wide-brimmed hat for the garden, an earlier start time for your walk. Life continues, beautifully, gently, and more safely. Because here's the truth, sunlight is not your enemy. It brings warmth, joy, the soft glow of morning. It helps your body make vitamin D, supports your mood, and connects you to the world. You don't have to hide from it. You just have to meet it wisely. Like an old friend you now understand a little better. The beauty of this chapter in life is that you get to choose your rhythms. You get to savor the moments while protecting yourself. You get to say, I've learned, and then act on that wisdom in ways big and small. And so as you place your mug down, maybe gently adjust the pillow behind you, you feel a sense of calm, not because you found a magic fix, but because you found something better, a way forward, a path of care, a softer light on skin that has seen decades of sun and still has so many gentle days ahead. You lie back a little further now. Your shoulders settle, your hands rest in your lap or beside you, and the quiet hum of night begins to wrap itself around you like a soft shawl. The day is done, and here you are, resting in your own good company with a heart full of learning and a little more peace than you had before. The sun has always been a part of your story. It warmed your childhood, lit up your favorite walks, deepened the color in your garden blooms, and gave brightness to the pages of all the years you've lived. It's part of what makes life feel alive. But like so many good things, it requires a certain tenderness now. You've learned how your skin, once so resilient, now calls for a little more attention. You've discovered how subtle changes can speak volumes, and how sometimes it's not about avoiding the sun altogether, but meeting it with new awareness. And that is no small thing. The warmth of your morning tea by the window, the joy of watching grandkids play in the yard, the quiet delight of weeding the flower beds just before dinner, all of that is still yours. All of it remains, just with a hat, a bit of SPF, and the gift of knowing better. Even now, as your skin changes and tells new stories, you realize it is still yours to care for, yours to protect, yours to appreciate, not for how smooth it once was, but for how bravely it has carried you all these years. Let's remember something important. Aging is not a decline, but a deepening. And in that deepening, there's a richness to how you care for yourself. The way you tend to your skin now, it's no less sacred than the way you once tended to others. It's a new language of love, a gentler one. So take comfort in small routines. The coolness of a cotton sleeve against your arm, the soft click of a sunscreen cap each morning, the kindness in checking your skin, not out of fear, but out of trust. Trust that your body speaks and that you're finally taking the time to listen. And yes, there may still be questions. Is this new spot just age or something more? How much sun is too much now? What else should I be doing? Those questions are normal. They're part of living wisely. They're signs of someone who cares deeply, someone like you. Tonight, you don't need all the answers. You just need the quiet assurance that you're not alone, that thousands of others are learning with you, adapting, adjusting, still basking in the sun's beauty, just differently now, carefully, thoughtfully, warmly. You might drift off soon. If your eyes haven't already grown heavy, they're getting there. The rhythm of your breathing is slowing. The worries of the day are softening like footprints in the sand, slowly brushed away by the tide. There's nothing more you need to do right now. You've learned, you've listened, and you've loved your skin a little more deeply tonight than yesterday. So let the room stay dim. Let your heart feel light. And let the sun be a gentle companion again. Not something to fear, but something to meet with wisdom, wide-brimmed hats, and a smile. Sleep well, dear listener. The sun will rise again tomorrow. And now, you'll greet it with a little more grace, a little more knowledge, and a whole lot of care.